Okay, let's start by taking a look at the Gorka Ram, the two brass harps. We have some decorative filings, nice gaps, little dainty trigger, hand crimped, tang extends past there. Let's take a look. I don't know what this one in particular is called, but this one over here is pretty ornate. This one's referred to as the mustache, and it looks here like a mustache. Another dainty thin trigger, slightly recurved. I actually changed this one just a little bit. It was recurved pretty hard, and I straightened it out a little bit. I like the way it played better in this position. Decently tight gaps, decently even as well. There was a little bit of sharpness when it first showed up here, and I knocked that off with a very fine file. And moving on to some of the iron ones. Here is my favorite harp out of this whole bunch here. This rhombus pattern. And I did clean up on all these harps. There were some rough edges on them from the forging, especially on the backside of the tang. I filed them off. You can see that right there. I just took a file, knocked them off, cleaned them up a little bit. This one is by far my favorite. I didn't even know if I'm going to get rid of this one. This one might have to stay part of my personal collection. It plays very nicely. I have another one. I don't know what this pattern would be called. It's pretty big at the back. Decent gaps. Trigger. I've cleaned it up a little bit, especially on the backside of this tang. There were just little sharp edges from the hammering and the forging. I cleaned that up. So then I got two of this pattern. Looks almost like a pear shape. All these have this similar decorations along here. These are Recaram, all the iron ones are. And this is one that I did a little bit of adjustment on the frame to get it playing a little bit better. And being that I make harps as well, I have no problem adjusting harps if I don't like the alignment on them. Cool, rough blacksmith look, and I cleaned up. Everything on it now is a lot smoother than it once was. There we have another one of the Recarams. Recaram or Recaham, I'm not sure. Then this guy right here, this was the first one I unboxed. I did a ton of cleanup on it. It was significantly rusted. I actually put it on the wire wheel, cleaned it up. And it has the stiffest trigger of all of them, but it took me a while to figure out how to really get good sound out of it, and it's screaming loud and really high pitch. This is an Afghan pattern. Very interesting. A little bit rougher of look. All right, let's get an ear on a whole bunch of different harps. I'm going to start off with my favorite harp, out of this bunch, the Recaham or Recaram rhombus. I don't know if that's the actual name, but we have a rhombus pattern. I like this harp. This is my favorite out of all of them. Best player in my opinion. Good sound, and you can really get it moving inward and outward. And some Morchang you can't get them. You can't really play them outward very well. You can't get them really moving. I really dig this harp. Move on to one of the Gorka Rams. All his harps, very, very good gap, good fit and finish. Beautiful harp, actually. And both of his harps that I got, easily draw startable. The reed curves up toward the front. So we'll start with a draw harp, and we'll jump around with it. Good playing and pretty comfortable Morchang. Only thing I've noticed about it is you can't have it too far in the corner because the reed on this, on both of these harps, on both of these Gorkas are pretty flexible as far as Morchang go. So you might have it hitting your tongue a little bit because it has such a far throw, or contacting the corner of your mouth. So you got to kind of play around with it, getting it in that sweet spot. Super easy draw start. Let's move on. Try to keep this video as short as possible. We got a lot of harps. We got 8 harps in all. The other Gorka, the mustache, and it looks like a little mustache. Good fit and finish. Beautiful harp. Easy draw start on this one. Not entirely pure sound out of this one, but great draw starts and pretty lively. And good fit and finish. Let's move on to more of the Rekas. We have these 2 pair ones. And on one of these pair ones I actually adjusted the harp on the back plane to get better sound. We're getting into stiffer reeds now. And none of the Rekarams draw start without assistance because the reed sits dead flat in there, but decent sound. A little bit stiffer of a reed. Here's that other pear-shaped one. A little more comfortable this one is. Better sound out of that one, a little bit purer and a lot louder. If you find Morchang is a different style of harp to play, you've got to find that percussive style, and you've got to find the tone the harp makes and reinforce that one. And once I found the tone with this harp, it plays really decently loud. Go ahead and we'll try this big pattern harp. Now we're getting into saving the stiffest reeds for last. These are the harps that the reed is stiff and, well, super stiff, and the tone is really going to come up. A lot of pressure this one's going to require. You gotta hold it hard, gotta strike it hard. Probably not a good beginner Morchang, but decently loud. Really, if you really keep it moving, it comes alive a little bit. Here we have this one here. I'm going to save the stiffest harp for last, the Afghan pattern. And this harp has a stiffer reed like this other harp here, but a little bit more lively. It has a nice high harmonic in it to play around with. If you find that harmonic and you're able to reinforce it, let's see if I can get it here. Very loud when you figure out it's kind of picky in the harmonic. When you get into that harmonic range there, you can really reinforce it. Very loud, very lively, but very stiff reed. Here we're going to get into the stiffest reed of all these. When I had to do the most work cleaning up to, I put it on a wire wheel, then wooled it back off. Used steel wool and then oiled it up, got it cleaned up. And at first I didn't like this harp. I'm like, this harp reed is the stiffest reed on any harp I've pretty much ever played. But it has very tight gaps there. It's really rough until we get down to the embouchure area that's right in front of the mouth. And if you know how to work a harp like this, you can make it super loud. Let's see if I can do it, but this is the stiffest reed of almost any harp I've ever played. Very, very stiff reed, a little bit clinky. It's kind of picky in its plucking style, but once you get that harmonic and start reinforcing it and start playing it like it needs to be played, it really does sing. So yeah, I'm going to have to do some more playing around on this one as well. And really playing all these different Morchang. Before I ordered these Morchang, I didn't have much of a selection. I only had a couple different Morchang to play. And playing all these different Morchang has really grown my skill on the Morchang and opened my mind up that Morchang isn't just one thing. It's kind of a range of different percussive styles, and especially the rhombus I'm able to get some breath out of and some stain. And all these different Morchang, they have strengths and weaknesses in different places, and I really dig getting into the Morchang. And I'm making these available to people here in the U.S. so they can order a decent Morchang and have them with 2 to 3 day shipping. But I don't know if I'm going to get rid of this rhombus when I like this one so much. And I'm like, I really like this. Well, that's going to be it for the giant big Morchang unboxing. Like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Harp out.